Hello Internet, Yashoda here with West Coast Yoga. Tomorrow begins the auspicious month of Kartik, where we celebrate and remember Krishna's beautiful childhood pastimes as Damodara. I'm going to speak briefly on some Krishna Lila to invoke auspiciousness. One of the principal pastimes to come out of the Kartik month is Krishna's stealing butter. Once upon a time, Mother Yashoda was breastfeeding her little child. In Indian culture, the mothers breastfeed the children even up to 2, 3, 4 years of age. You had this small boy, Krishna. He's almost naked, but he wears a tiny little string around his waist, and he has a necklace with like a talon, like a claw on it. His eyes are anointed with beautiful dark kajal. And in this scene, the child was asking his mother for milk. Whatever she was doing, busily doing, cooking milk on the stove, performing other household duties, she lovingly took up her child and began breastfeeding him personally. Gazing upon her child's face, she smiled at his beauty. At that time, the milk on the stove became a little frustrated. In the spiritual world, everything is a person, has personality. The milk on the stove began to contemplate, "Oh, fie is me, fie is me. Just look at Mother Yashoda feeding baby Krishna. On one hand, child Krishna has unlimited desire for milk. But Yashoda, she's an expansion of Krishna's energy, which means she can supply unlimitedly milk to Krishna." And so the milk was considering, what is my role? Krishna doesn't want my milk. And even if he wanted milk, Yashoda can provide him unlimited milk from her breast. There is no purpose in my life. I'm going to end my life. With this mentality, the milk committed suicide. It boiled over on the stove. And Mother Yashoda, the most dutiful mother, she didn't want Krishna's milk spoiled. So she set down her dazzling, beautiful child and began to tend to the stove. Unfortunately, child Krishna was not quite finished breastfeeding, and so he became frustrated. As an angry child, he bit his lip with his teeth, and he decided he was going to run off and make some mischief. Child Krishna was very accustomed to distributing butter and other milk products to the monkeys. Very intelligently, the householders in Vrindavan store their yogurt and other products high off the ground so that other children won't create a fuss. What Krishna would do was he'd take small rocks or take a stick and pierce one of these clay pots so that the milk product can flow out from the bottom. And so Krishna pierced. He got some butter and yogurt, and he decided he was going to feed his good friends, the monkeys. Child Krishna loves the monkeys, and so he called them over to the window and began feeding them different butter and different products. The monkeys ate it happily, but their bellies became protruded and fat. The monkeys were so fat off the butter, they had to stop eating. They had to sit down for a moment. Krishna said, "What butter is this? Even the monkeys won't take it. This is bad butter. It's useless." So now he's going to run off and create more mischief. So Krishna is running. By this time, Yashoda has caught on to his trickery. She's seen the big mess, and she can see his footprints on the ground smeared. She decides it's her duty as a mother to chastise the boy. She took a small stick in her hand, not to beat the child, but to challenge and threaten him. And as she ran after her young child, boy Krishna could hear her ankle bells tingling, tingling. This is the sound of danger. So the child Krishna is running from his mother. He's out in the courtyard running. He can hear her ankle bells. He knows she's going to chastise him. And he's crying very hard. He's unnecessarily afraid and crying very hard. All of the mascara from his eyes is becoming smeared. Now, ordinarily, the yogis chase the Lord at their hearts, Lord Vishnu, for thousands of years. But Vishnu's so fast, they can't quite catch him. Child Krishna is so fast, Mother Yashoda can't catch him. But, as Prabhupada explains in the purport, success in yoga depends on two elements: the effort of the individual and the Lord's willingness to submit to his servant. So 50% of the effort was given by Yashoda. Her hair became disheveled. The flowers in her hair garland became disheveled. It is said that her waist was very thin, and her breasts were very large. And it appeared from her effort that maybe her waist was going to break like a stick under the burden of her heavy breasts. So now she's sweating and endeavoring very hard to catch the child. And the Lord sees that his servant is trying so hard to serve him. And so he submits, and he allows Mother Yashoda to catch him. What happens next? We'll have to wait until next time, class.